Oh my God. I did not expect to get that kind of outreach. And I am so thrilled that this many people have seen my first video I made about my cancer journey. Sorry, my hair's doing what it does. But, oh, I just want to thank everyone who left a comment. And I felt so much joy reading all those comments. It's so cool to hear people's stories and how they connect to mine, and just the sending of love and hugs and prayers. That really made my day. Especially because I've been getting behind meaning to do a second one. So it's been like 2 weeks and I let you guys on the hook, and I'm sorry for that. I just now checked my YouTube and I was like, whoa, I did not expect 11,000 views. I was expecting maybe my mom, my wife, maybe my future children one day. I was just totally floored when I saw that. Wow, you guys are awesome. That's the good news for today. Did want to get on here and kind of give y'all an update on my cancer journey. So I know I talked about in the first video, well, actually, before I do the update on the cancer journey, I forgot to tell you guys like where I'm from. So my name's Amanda. I think I said that in the first one. I'm 32 years old. I have stage 4 breast cancer, and I have metastasis, or they call them Mets. So it spread to my breasts, lymph nodes, my pleural area, and now a new one that we'll talk about in the cancer update. It's in my abdomen. So, and I live in Georgia, and I live in a small town. Well, it used to be small. It's not really small anymore. But I live in a small town about 45 minutes south of Atlanta. So I get my treatments here locally, but I'm switching to a doctor in Atlanta, so I'll be getting treatments there. So that's just a little about me that I forgot to add in the first video. So yeah, cancer update for you guys. The bean I was talking about that I was on, that was making me throw up a lot, making me really sick. I got my PET scan March 14th, I believe, and it takes about like 4 or 5 days to process, but when it does, when it becomes available, I can go on my chart and I can view it. And when I viewed it, I was pretty saddened by the results, because you know, we're praying and hoping for a stable scan, and what a stable scan is, it just means that nothing's progressing. Everything's either getting resolved or it's staying the same. And I didn't get a stable scan. I got a scan that shows active progression. So my tumor in my right breast has gotten bigger. My lymph nodes in my right armpit have gotten bigger. The pleural effusions have gone down. They're very small now on the right side. There's nothing on the left. So the pleural effusions are like at a minimum, but the thickening of the pleural has gotten worse, which is, the thickening is kind of just as bad as the infusions because it still makes it hard to expand your lungs. So I'm still wearing my oxygen. I still have my catheter in. I'm hoping to speak to my surgeon this week and getting the catheter removed, because if I'm not draining fluid, it's just annoying to have it there. So I'm going to try to do that. And then I have a new spread area, which I haven't had a new spread area since I started stage 4. It's always been in my breasts, my armpit, and my pleural. So now my new stage area it's in my abdomen. So it's not in my organs, it's not in my stomach, it's not in my liver, it's not in my kidneys. It's in the abdomen lining, which I think is the science name is called the peritoneal gland. They're the peritoneal tissue, peritoneal, something like that. But pretty much how my oncologist said it. She said it's like in your belly. It's in the tissue of your belly that lines all of your organs. So your organs are kind of in a sack, just like your lungs are in a sack. So my cancer just really loves going to sacks. It liked my lung sacks. Now it likes my stomach sack. So it's just, you know, Yeah, that's what it loves. So it's in my stomach sac now, and it's not at the point where it's creating fluid, but it could create fluid, which is annoying because I already have to deal with fluid in my lungs, so I really don't want to deal with fluid in my belly. And I've looked at pictures online. When you get the fluid in your belly, it makes you look like you're pregnant, like you get that bloated and swollen. So I'm praying and praying and hoping that with this new chemo I'm going to switch to, that I won't get the fluid, because that would just be the cherry on top. If I got the fluid, it would kind of be my luck. But at the end of the day, I'm hopeful that it won't be. And so I saw progression, and this would be now the second chemo that has failed or not worked. So I went from having a blissful 6 months from April to October of last year to then having that chemo fail, then having the next chemo fail, and then having this chemo fail. So I was very defeated. It felt like I'm never going to be stable. I'm never going to be those people who are like, I've had stage 4 for 20 years. Or I always say, I just want to be like Olivia Newton-John. I just want to live 18 years. If I could just get 18 years on stage 4, that would put me at 50. Age 50. I feel like that's a good time to peace out. I mean, it's still early on, but it's better than 32. It's better than 32. So I really hope that I will one day get there. But when you get news like that and you get those results and you see not only are you progressing in the areas you already had, but now you have a whole new area to worry about. So that was really disheartening. But luckily I have my support group. I have my amazing, beautiful wife that you saw sneak in the video last time. She's so supportive of me. She's like my rock, honestly. She quit her job. She worked a full-time job. She quit her job. And luckily we're in a situation to where we can financially afford that. And she's been my full-time caregiver. And being a caregiver is not something that you're trained to do as a wife. Like it's just something that she got forced into, and she's amazing. Like she takes care of all my needs, all my sick days. She's always there for me. So I wouldn't be as strong as I am, as resilient, if I didn't have that constant companion and support that I get from her. So huge shout out to my wifey. She's the best. And my family as well. Like I always go over there, and even in the middle of the week, if I'm feeling sad or feeling like just angry about my cancer, which happens a lot, I just go over there and play games with them. We love playing board games, so it's been great to have that support system. So I would have been this okay after hearing this result as I have been. You know, if I didn't have my family and my wife, I'd be curled up in a ball crying somewhere, you know. But I'm lucky that I have a lot of really good people around me. So with the cancer spreading and progressing, I had to really start looking at, is it time to get a second opinion? Is it time to reach out and try something different? Try another doctor. In Atlanta, we had this really progressive and really creative, they're like high-rated hospital called Emory. And they were really crucial during COVID because they kind of took the worst of the worst, and they were able to really do some good discoveries and some good research and find the good vaccines and the shots to actually get the COVID working and get it resolved. And they have a cancer institute there. So I went for a second opinion. And my oncologist, I love her. She sees me as a daughter. So she sees me as one of her babies. And you're not going to tell your babies the hard stuff. You're going to be kind of surface level. Let's focus on now. Let's get through this treatment, then we'll talk about the next one. So she wasn't really, telling me the whole picture. And she's neither hopeful, like getting my hopes up, or being brutally honest. She's kind of just in the middle. Just kind of not like, oh, no, you're good. We have so many options to, oh, no, you're not good. You need to go to hospice. She's just right in the middle. She's just focusing on the treatment and trying to get something that works. And I love her. She's definitely saved my life a few times. She really has. So I went and got a second opinion at Emory, and the oncologist and the resident doctor there, they read my whole case file from beginning in 2018 to now. And they were looking at all my different treatments, all my surgeries, what worked, what didn't work. And they had a full treatment plan already planned out for me if this chemo wasn't working. And I was just like floored. I was like, wow. And they're like, yeah, and actually like this chemo we're putting you on just got approved for your type of chemo, because I'm hormone positive, which means my cancer feeds off my hormones, estrogen and progesterone. That's why I had to get a hysterectomy. So there's really 3 indicators for breast cancer. It's estrogen, progesterone, and HE, like HER2. So HER2 is a mutation. And this medicine was only used for triple negative, which is you're negative in hormone and HER2. So that's triple negatives, and usually harder to beat. It's not, you can't find as many targeted chemos for it. But this chemo that they want to put me on was for triple negative, and it was doing great things for triple negative, and they just got it approved for hormone positive. So this would be like, I'm kind of like getting this good stuff that is just now available to my type of cancer. So I'm really excited about trying that. And so it got me really thinking, like, man, this hospital is like, they're like creative, and they're looking at stuff that's coming on the market, like what's worked in the past for other types of cancers. Will it work for your cancer? And they were just saying, yeah, you're hormone positive. You have one of the easiest cancers to treat. There's so many treatments out there for you. Like, we're going to find something that works. And if it doesn't work, we have something else that will work. She's like, either way, we're going to give you so much more time. You have more time in your life. And I think that was the first time I ever heard that from a doctor, that you have time. Because I've always been told, asking about a prognosis, I would ask my oncologist, like, honestly, what do I have? Because Google's telling me 3 to 12 months. And she'd be like, that's just an average. That's just an average. And I'm like, so am I, like, what's the max then? Like, what's the most someone's lived? Like 5 years? Like, is it 3 years? Like 20 years? Like, is there like a limit on like how many years you live? Like, once this Google thing says 3 to 12 months, and like I never really got a straight answer. And I had that nurse tell me, that my palliative nurse back in 2012 tell me I only had a few months to live, and that she thinks that I should go on a hospice because my time has come, pretty much. And so that's all I've been told. I've never been told that you have time. And so when they told me that, I was just like, I honestly was crying, because I mean, when you get terminal cancer and you hear all these things, you see all these things, these statistics, you start to feel like you're living like a dying person, and like your time is limited on this earth. You never know when your day is going to come, but you know it's coming sooner than later. It almost feels like how I describe it is, I'm walking around with a shadow. Like, I feel a shadow behind me, and it's just my time. It's my time that I have left. It's my shadow. And so when they were explaining like all the different treatment options and how there's so much stuff out there that we could try. And they're like, we even have clinical trials at this hospital, so you could get qualified for clinical trials, you know? And it gave me so much hope, and like I felt so much compassion, and just like it was weird. It gave me like, it made me cry because it gave me so much joy and gave me so much hope. But it also, you know, made me think like, why haven't I been told this? Like, why am I been walking around for a year, feel like I'm like gonna die in this year? I'm like, okay, I made it to 2023. Am I gonna make it to 2024? Like, why do I mean, I've never been told that, and it was really great. And so when I got this PET scan, I made the decision to switch. I'm like, I had a really good vibe, really good energy from Emory. So I told my oncologist, I'm like, I love you. Nothing personal, but I am going to switch my care. And she was so sweet about it. I was crying because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But she was so sweet. She was like, I am always here for you. You know, anything you ever need, you know, you can always come here. She's like, we're never not going to be here for you. So it was just, it felt good hearing that too. That I have so much love from my doctors now, and I feel like I'm going to get that same love where I'm going. And it's an adventure. It's a journey, because now I'm going somewhere where I don't know any doctors, any nurse. I know one doctor, the doctor I talked to, and I met him one time, and his resident doctor. I don't know any nurses. I don't know the process. Like, I had to get in a whole new routine. The drive's going to be a little bit longer. I got to drive 45 minutes instead of 20 once a week, but it's worth it, I think. I think it is. And I'm nervous, but I'm definitely excited. And I'm hoping one day to get off this oxygen. I'm getting better about walking around and stuff. Like, I don't feel like I get as out of breath. I feel like the only time I get out of breath these days is if I'm like actually cleaning or like moving stuff, like exerting myself in those ways. I feel like walking has not been causing me as much exertion. So that's a good sign. And the fluid's draining less, so that's also a good sign. So I've been keeping a positive attitude as much as I can, you know. But I'll have to keep you guys updated when I go to Emory and walk y'all through my whole new chemo and the whole new process, because I don't even know what to expect. I know it's going to be good. It's obviously going to be different, but I think it's going to be good. And again, you guys totally surprised me with how much love and how much just support you guys showed me. You know, I'm just one girl in her 30s who has stage 4 cancer, and I honestly didn't think this video would reach that many people, and I'm really flattered. I really am. And thank you guys again for your support. So, until next time, I'll let you know more. See you later.